guys, thanks for coming to my channel to watch this video. I haven't made a YouTube video in about 2 years. If you haven't watched the first one that I decided to make, please go watch that one too. And I wanted to start this first one off with talking about childhood trauma. I'm going to tell you how I used to look at it, and you can tell me if it sounds familiar to how you feel. I used to blame myself. I used to feel sorry for myself all the time for what I had been through. I wanted other people to validate what I've been through, especially the people who hurt me. I was angry. I had a lot of hate, and I wanted an apology that was never gonna come. I wanted the people to change, and they never did. That's the negatives, right? And that's the way that I used to look at my childhood trauma and the things that I've been through. Now that I look at my entire life in a whole new perspective, I look at this as a blessing, and I want to try to give you that mindset too, so you can start to heal from your past as well. What you went through was horrible, and you don't need anyone else to know that or tell you that or realize it other than yourself, because you were there, you felt the pain, you went through what you went through, and nobody else needs to tell you that you're right. I think another step is understanding why you're making the decisions that you make and why it's hard for you not to make those decisions. What I mean by that is, I will give you an example. My abusive ex-boyfriend, why did I stay with him for 3 years? Why did I feel that he loved me even though I was being beaten, even though I was being verbally abused, even though I feared for my life at times and I was scared? Why? I never really dug deep into this when I was in it, but I think when I left I really started thinking about these things. And I want you to think about it too. Relate back to a situation that you've been in and you couldn't figure out why it was so hard for you. It was so hard for me because of my childhood. I was raised by a family who constantly abused each other, constantly abused me, didn't respect each other. So to me, being with someone, and the reason why I found someone like this and I was attracted to someone like this, is because of the way that I was raised and the love that I was given that I thought was love. So now I want you to try to think of why you're watching this video and what situation that you're in that you are continuing to be triggered by your childhood and you can't stop thinking about it. Or maybe a situation that you can't get out of and you're confused and you don't know why it's so hard. And I want you to dig deep into your past, and I want you to think of why, because once you know that that's why, and once you know that you don't have to blame yourself, and once you know that that's why it's so hard for you, it makes it easier. Don't wait for an apology to whoever hurt you. You don't need one, and you'll probably never get one, I'm sorry to say, because a lot of the time horrible people like that will abuse you or whatever it is, they often don't change. And you waiting for an apology is the same as you waiting for them to validate what they did to you, and you already know what they did to you. You already know how horrible it was, so stop waiting around for them to realize it too. Another big thing is accepting it. Look in the mirror and say, I am who I am because I went through these things, and that's okay, and I'm happy about it. I'm glad that I went through those things because it shaped me into who I am. Don't hold hate in your heart. Forgive, 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 and I don't mean like forgive them and have them in your life again or keep them there. I mean forgive for yourself inside of you, and don't be angry. Accept that they did this to you. Accept what happened to you. Also, you can't grow if you keep these people in your life. I talk a lot about how to cut off abusive people in my last video, so again, go watch that if you haven't. But you can't grow if you still have these people in your life, because all they're going to do is constantly pull you back and put you in that negative headspace. So cut them off. You need to cut them off, and they're not going to change. You need to put you first. I'm not just talking about your abusive boyfriend. I'm talking about if you have a mom or a dad who's toxic. I'm talking about if you have a cousin or a brother or sister, or anyone else who's blood related. Just because people are related to you does not mean that you need to keep them in your life, and you have no obligation to keep people who are toxic in your life. I have a lot of people who I don't talk to anymore who are family, and that's just how it is. They were toxic for me, and I needed to grow, and I needed to get rid of them, and they never changed, so they don't get to be in my life. Sucks for them. When you have this different perspective on your past, you find positives in what you've been through. That's how you conquer this. And it might take a while. The more that you practice these things that I'm telling you, the easier it'll be for you and the less you'll be triggered. Continue to shut down your negative thoughts when they come up. Also, instead of letting these people hold you back, use it as your drive to be a better person. Use it as a slap in the face, like, yeah, you did this to me, and I'm still gonna be me, and I'm still gonna have a great life. I remember in high school, that's really what pushed me to do better and to want to graduate, because it was just a big F you to my parents that they couldn't raise me correctly, but I still did amazing. If you guys have any other questions, or you think I missed something, or you want me to address something else, I have a Instagram page now called Just Ask Cass, and it has a link with an anonymous questions. So you can go in there and you can ask me a question and I won't know who you are. I figured that this would be the best way, since some people wouldn't be comfortable asking me directly or wanting me to even know what they have going on. I figured that would kind of be like a safe place for you guys to ask me things or tell me something. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe.